Kamiko! Eleanor! Wade, go back. No! They had to escape this. Deadpool's daughter and her mother have been massacred. Then, in a laboratory somewhere, two men argue about how they let the latest Weapon X subject run free. The one subject in which they needed. They cured his cancer, for God's sake. But one of them argues that it was impossible to keep him. His mental state was too much to handle. So they cast him out. Maybe his healing factor did eventually kick in. Who knows? Do you have any idea what the cure for cancer is worth? Surveil him for now. They can't let the cure run free anymore. In Manhattan, Deadpool feels like all the recent abductions as of late have been related to the super soldier program. But how? Women's intuition, he says. Also, he has another person's mind stuck in his head right now. Don't worry about it, I just thought I'd mention it in case you ever get confused. Right now, he's breaking into an apartment to speak to someone. His old friend Logan. And for once, he's being serious. He tells him he's being watched and followed. But Logan says he's an X-Man and an Avenger and just an all-around terror. Someone's always out to get him. But it's the Weapon Plus program. He knows it. But Logan wants absolutely nothing to do with it. And just says, is there anything else? And Wade says no. Bye, Storm. And a voice from under the sheets says, bye, Wade. A few hours later, he stumbles upon Captain America in the middle of taking down some rogue AIM agents. When he asks for a moment of his time. But he's pretty busy right now. Wade tells him of what he's been investigating. And since he's the original super soldier, maybe he'll know what's going on. But he doesn't. He also tells him he doesn't have time for this. Deadpool's a great soldier, but also a complete whack job. Go see a therapist or something, he says. Good luck. A few hours later in the home of someone Wade had just killed, he's trying to get some sleep but he can't. The voice in his head can't believe he stays in places like this. He takes a walk downstairs to look for some beer in the fridge, but he stops suddenly. He hears a noise. They're not alone. But it's Logan. He's been tracking Wade, but so have others. But he's better. He told him so. Shh, they're closing in. One is in his laundry room. Wade takes his radio and now he can hear where they're coming from. There's a chopper on the roof. They're coming. Logan can smell the Semtex on the other side of the wall, while Wade stuffs the microwave with everything he can find. Logan goes high, Deadpool goes low. A man named Butler is in charge of the program. He has to be a part of this. But he just wants him to know that he's coming. He screams for Butler to face him. He won't be his guinea pig anymore. He won't go back. He refuses. Come and get some. Yeah, he's under. You know where we found this weirdo? Sleeping in another crime scene. Everything you just seen was in Wade's head. There's an increase in his brain activity. More than ever, compared to his last visits anyway. But this time it's different. This time, it doesn't matter. Because he's never leaving. Later, as Butler is showing Deadpool off to his wealthy boss named Colonel Jong, he asks him whether his attention is split between the task the government contracted him to do or for the health of his sister. But he assures him his task will be completed shortly. But for now, let's go see what other jobs I've been up to. And as they walk away, the machine Wade is suspended in goes berserk. And he awakes, lunging at one of the doctors and ripping out his neck. He's trying to escape, but there seem to be too many guards. But Deadpool's not worried. He's so mad right now, nothing can stop him. After murdering all the workers, he discovers the drugs they've been pumping into him. They're extremely powerful. It was developed for astronauts on long-term space missions to prevent any weirdness during hibernation. But of course the military got a hold of it, and used it so much on people that it started wiping people's minds. All their memories lost. That's the reason Deadpool can't remember all the times they've experimented on him. He spots another guard but doesn't want to alert anyone, so he uses his arm as a silencer. Sick. He finally reaches the surface and he's in need of a phone, but I don't think he'll find one in this country yet. They haven't been invented. A man follows him out, and it's Butler. He wants Wade to cooperate, but he doesn't give a fuck right now. He only wants him to answer his questions or else he's dead. They stopped experimenting on him when they cured his cancer, but they continued collecting samples throughout the years. They harvested his organs, but what did they do with them? They made their own X-Men team using Wade's organs and a bit of each of the team's DNA, but they look like monsters. North Korea wanted super soldiers, so he made them for them. The only downside is the cosmetic effects of Wade's powers. Wade tells him he's going to kill him now, but Butler tells him he can't. He'll never see his family again. And Wade laughs. He doesn't have a family, but Butler tells him about his new family. The one where he impregnated his former girlfriend, Carmelita Camacho. What did you say? Later, Wade awakes in a dark room. He can't move. All he can think about is Carmelita, and how he didn't believe her that the baby was his. But suddenly, a somewhat familiar face appears. It's their version of Nightcrawler. He tells them they plan on escaping tonight, but they need Wade's help. They have all their families hostage. Wade agrees to help, and he frees him from his chains. But Wade asks how he learned to use his powers, but that is a dark tale indeed. They made 3 clones, and killed off each one by one. Whoever used their powers first could live. And he just happened to be the lucky one. Dark stuff. They both escape the facility and make their way to another hangar, where he believes the rest are being held. He's not confident enough in his powers to teleport that much of a distance, so Wade does it the old-fashioned way, and takes out the guards with his bare hands, one by one. And inside, the warehouse is empty, except for a large, safe-looking thing. Wade cracks it open and reveals Wolverine and Captain America are being held there too. Sorry to interrupt, but please consider liking, commenting or subscribing. It really helps. Thank you. Wade breaks them out and updates them on the situation. He told them what was happening back home, but they wouldn't listen. And Logan takes one sniff and realizes they're in North Korea somehow. They need to take this place down, but Wade informs them that Butler apparently has his daughter. Does he? Wolverine asks. But Wade doesn't know if he even has a daughter. Can't risk it right now. He also tells them about the fake X-Men. Logan's not happy, but he sucks it up and deals with it. It's showtime. But suddenly, without warning, the fake X-Men come bursting through the wall, cause they think Nightcrawler is in trouble. But they finally come face to face with the rescuers. And it's a bit awkward, but they don't have time for pleasantries. They have to come up with a plan to escape here, and save the prisoners' families. Cap distracts the guard with his shield, while Wade teleports up to his tower, and shows the guard his new shiny knuckle dusters. And he quickly takes out the rest of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down below, Logan teaches the fakes what a fastball special is. Up and away they go. But it needs some practice. Their version of Cyclops finally opens his eyes for the first time ever, and unleashes the biggest beam of light you'll ever see. The guards are running scared, so they back up and inject themselves with the serum they've made from Wade's blood. And for some reason it turns them into rock monsters. The fake Sunfire attacks the Rockmen, but it's no use. They grab him and introduce his face to some barbed wire. Thunderbird tries his hand to get some revenge next, but they grab him and are about to rip him apart. Cap steps in, informing them that their camp is now theirs. Surrender or else. And after Deadpool blows up his friend, the last guard gives up and finally tells them where Butler and their families are. Camp 23. The team have to come up with a plan to get in there. They can't just walk in the front door. Or can they? That's exactly what Wade plans to do. Jong and Butler just received the news of the other camp falling, and they need to decide on what to do. How will they capture them again? And that's when Deadpool walks right up to them and surrenders. What the fuck? But Butler realizes something. That's not Deadpool. They pull his mask off and That took most of them out, but not Jong, and he's about to end him. But Wade has other ideas. Butler somehow survived the blast, and retreats to his underground bunker, closing it behind him. And back where all of the families are, the soldiers have been given orders to kill them all. But Captain America is not about to let that happen, and while he's being bombarded with bullets, Deadpool absolutely runs through them all, literally killing everyone. Wade races to the bunker, but he can't get in, and while the others are decimating the soldiers outside with their new powers, with the help of Wolverine, it's too easy. Wolverine's clone just caught a bullet to the head. But he'll heal, right? Logan says. Unfortunately not. His brain is incapable of healing. Please bring him peace, Nightcrawler asks. Later, the families have been freed, and everyone can go reunite with them. Well, not everyone. Deadpool waits and waits and waits for his family to come running to his arms. But nobody comes. He has to go and look, but Wolverine doesn't want him to. He can smell it in the air. Don't do it, he says. Kamiko! Eleanor! Wade, go back. No! They had to escape this. Deadpool's daughter and her mother have been massacred. He blames himself. He caused this. He found Carmelita. But where's Eleanor? He can't find her. As he stumbles over body after body. They try to drag him out, but he refuses to leave. He killed them. It's all his fault. Meanwhile, inside the bunker, Butler seems to have fixed his sister. Later, Cap, Wolverine and Deadpool are all sitting outside the bunker. They need to get in somehow. They have the entire X-Men gene pool in there. They need to destroy it. Cap goes up top to handle the soldiers, while Logan digs into the ground to rip apart the wiring, trying anything to get in. While Deadpool just sits and stares. And when they leave, Deadpool begins speaking to Butler, telling him there's no way out of this. He can wait for the North Korean soldiers to break in and take him and his sister, or he can talk to him and make a deal. And after some time, the doors swing open, and in he walks. Inside, Butler is still encased in another vault. He tells Wade, that's far enough. A step closer and the lasers will deliver a virus to your system so bad, even your healing factor won't work. The floor is also electromagnetic, meaning every metal object is weighed down. Wolverine suddenly comes rushing in after tearing apart all the wiring, and is stopped immediately in his tracks due to his entire skeleton being metal. Deadpool tells him to leave now, and that they are just talking. Wolverine's not happy, but gives Wade the space he needs. Also, this place is about to blow, so they better hurry up. Wade asks, was it true? Was Carmelita's kid his? And he confirms, it was. Why drag them into this, he asks. But he just says it's Wade's fault. He didn't comply, so he forced his hand. He begs Wade to continue working with him, even after everything. He says he's the only one who knows how special he is. He cheats death. Does he know how important that is? But Wade continues to look at his sister. He can't look him in the eyes. And for once, the merc with the mouth doesn't speak. Butler screams at him to talk. And where's that army? Meanwhile, upstairs, Cap stands alone, facing the entire force of a nation. They think it's a trick, and they want to wait for support. They don't want anything to do with him. What if the Green Giant shows up, or the Robot Man? They're still not sure if it's propaganda or not. Back down below, Butler is still berating him, and Wade finally breaks his silence, telling him no one should spend their life in a test tube. He would have helped his sister if that was his only goal, but he just wanted to make killers. Wade's done bad things, but he believes he's a good person because he stopped helping create monsters. Why is he bothering with this argument? Butler asks. They're not going to agree anyways. But Wade wasn't talking to him. Suddenly his sister presses the open door button. She's awake. Wade slides in and grabs the man's arm. He's messed with Wade's head for years. He doesn't even know what's real anymore. This is for what he did to his girls. The building is about to blow. He tells his sister they need to get out of here, but she's finished. She can't fight anymore, and she doesn't want to be a part of this world anymore either. She's tired, and that's her decision, the only one she's made in years. And Wade respects her wishes and leaves, thanking her for everything. And as the three heroes run to safety, an army stands in their way. But they respect them for what they just did back there today, and let them through. And tell the fat toad running this country that nobody is gonna f*** with us anymore. If we find out that anything like this happens again, we'll turn your country's rubble to dust. Understand? Well everyone, what do you think of that story? I really like when a writer takes Deadpool serious and connects with an emotional side rather than just all jokes. There is jokes in there, but I really liked it. But yeah, let me know what you thought. This is Deadpool's run from 2013, issue 16 to 20, 21 I think, something like that. But yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.